What is up, y'all? So I was trying to think of a video to make, and I was like, you know what? I haven't done a video recently on the Houston Rockets, so I might as well do that. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about the Rockets, and I will do my best, y'all, to keep James Harden out of this. Okay. But first off, if you enjoy daily sports content on the NBA, the NFL, college football, and college basketball, do all four of them. Make sure you subscribe to my channel; it helped me out a lot. And if you like the video, just like the video on YouTube. It's that simple. And that's it. That's it with the YouTube stuff. Let's talk basketball. So the Houston Rockets are in an interesting position. They've been contenders for many years now, and it really never has worked out. The closest they ever came was that Game 7 against the Warriors. And we all know how that went down. So now the Rockets are left in a position where they don't have really any young, promising guys. Um, Lots of veteran, older guys on the roster that are just, often injured sometimes, slightly overpaid, just a weird combination. So, first off, to rebuild the Houston Rockets, and this is assuming that James Harden does actually get traded. I can make a whole nother video if he doesn't get traded, if you all want me to. Just let me know down in the comments below. But so assuming he does get traded, they need to try and get John Wall out there right now. Um, that might be difficult without giving up a first round pick because he just he's looked better during the preseason and all, but until he looks, 100% back to old John Wall, it's going to be very difficult for them to, get him out there. And if he can bring them even close to contending, that's a bad thing because they need to get that draft pick. I mean, if they have picked consistently where they have like the 20s and the 30s, and sometimes, even giving away their picks, such as, for what Russell Westbrook and Chris Paul, I mean, it's just not a good look for them to rely on, second round picks potentially to, lead the franchise back to glory. Never a good idea. So I would trade John Wall. Now, obviously, this might be more difficult than it sounds, but let's just say for a second that we get like a couple of players on expiring contracts and a first round pick. So next up, you need to have the great fire sale in Houston. You gotta get PJ Tucker out there. You gotta get Eric Gordon out there. You gotta get DeMarcus Cousins out there. You gotta get anyone who is old and has a place on a championship team out of there. All right. I mean, the reason for that's quite simple. You don't want to be contenders anymore. Listen, how many teams got worse in the West? How many teams can we for sure look at and say, hey, they got significantly worse? The Rockets and the Thunder. Now, how many teams got better? The Trailblazers got better. The Pelicans will get better. The Grizzlies will get better. The Suns will get better. Add that on to the Lakers. Add that on to the Clippers. Add that on to the Jazz. Add that on to the Nuggets. Add that on to the Warriors. I mean, you already are looking at way too many teams that are going to be competitive versus just a couple of teams that won't be. The Timberwolves might be competitive. All right, you need to just completely tear this thing down while you still can, all right? Get John Wall out there. Get Boogie out there. Get every veteran you have on that team out there. And just restart completely. So I don't know what order I'm going to post this video in, but I have a San Antonio Spurs video that I will either have posted or will post. And I do advocate for the exact same thing, right? The state of Texas needs to be in rebuild mode right now, with the exception of the Mavericks, right? And there's no other excuse for it. I've said this before, I'll say it again. When you consistently pick in the 20s and 30s, you're not going to get good players. You're not going to get amazing players. You could get an amazing player, but there's not a surefire chance. And you need to nail those draft picks. And when you trade those draft picks away for guys like Russell Westbrook, then it's not a good look for y'all. So outside of just trading everybody, I think they need to take a long, hard look at the culture out in Houston. Um, when the report emerged that James Harden had never been told no in his life at Houston, that greatly, worried me and concerned me because that's just not good. That makes him think that he's better than the organization, which he is not. Organizational basketball, all right? I mean, I don't care if you are an MVP level player or a two-way G League player. We all need to do things to win. And if I'm telling you, hey, you need to change your game for us to win, then you need to change your game. And it just concerns me that Houston, never had the guts to tell James Harden no. So I think, with the new coach, Silas is his name, something like that, Stephen Silas, I believe. I think with the new coach, they have tons of potential to do that. and we start, with the rebuild, a better culture, a culture that says, hey, you play for the team does not play for you. Now obviously this is all if they trade James Harden. As I said before, I'll make a whole other video on if they end up keeping him somehow, some way. But I think you need to look at the culture, and I think you just need to tank hard at the very beginning. You suffer for a season or two, and if you get lucky, you can contend for 10, all right? It's just, you do it well, and the Rockets seem to be more or less a well-run franchise so far. You tank well, then you can be in championship contention for many years to come. Okay? It's that simple, people. So that's going to be it for this video. Shorter video, not a ton to say about the Rockets, just another team I think should just tear it all down. Get draft picks for the guys. That's about it. As I said before, if you like the video, just like the video on YouTube. That's simple, people. It helps me out a ton. And if you enjoy daily sports content on the NBA, the NFL, college football, and college basketball, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It would help me out a ton. I'm trying to hit 100 subs by Christmas, so if y'all could help me out with that, that would be amazing. Have an amazing day, y'all. Oh, and tell me down in the comments below, what you think the Rockets should do. Let's just have a conversation. Rockets fans, y'all going to know more about them than I will, so tell me what you think the team should do. All right? Let's have a conversation. And that's going to be it for today. So y'all have an amazing day, and I will see y'all around.